The Elder Scrolls III Morrowind. Not a game you'd think of being very liminal, but... I don't know about you, but places like this give me a very liminal vibe, which is very unfortunate as Morrowind did not really have a lot of these places compared to Skyrim and Oblivion. The main reason for this is that the game does not have a lot of exterior-interior cells, nor a lot of interesting one-off areas that you go to. However, there were a lot of areas I thought were really cool and I really wanted to show off. And besides, Morrowind is the last of the big 3 Elder Scrolls games, and I've already covered Skyrim and Oblivion, so I had to cover this one too. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, here we are. I've been wanting to do this one for a while now.
Oh shit, what is that?
And alright, we should get out of here. I'm spoiling, I don't want to spoil too much of the mega project I'm working on there. Yeah, that's right, I'm tickling your taint. I'm yanking your cock and balls.
Grab his dick and twist it!
Alright, so the first little section is going to be dev test cells. There's only about 5 in total in the game, which is crazy compared to Oblivion and Skyrim, but 3 of them are really good, so we're going to look at those. And then at the end, there is just the one singular regular area in the game that I thought looked liminal. This game is pretty barren when it comes to liminal spaces, but we'll get into that. Wow, no loading screen or anything. Well, here we are. So this is Redoran Interior 1. But already, it feels like there are these maps on Gary's mod, and I think they're based on images, of like giant suburban houses with like tan walls and tan carpet that have no furniture and just the weirdest, like obtuse shaped rooms. Look at this. There's just a void here too? Empty houses, especially ones, because this was clearly
a Grand Theft Auto created character.
Made as a test, right? No one would build a house that looks like this, so it just gives this very empty, liminal feeling. This like random balcony, and those like really high ceilings. I talked about this in I think in my Vertigo Arrow Gmod video. High ceilings evoke a very nostalgic feeling, at least to me. It kind of reminds you of when you're a kid. Everything is really tall, right? And you're so small. But as you get older, that feeling, that kind of wonder you get from going into like even buildings that are tall now, like a cathedral or so, like as a child, it feels fantastical. But now when you get older, that sort of magic fades. It's the same thing that happens. You see more color when you're young, I believe, if I remember right. The rod and cone cells in the back of your eye, they degrade as you get older and you actually see less color. Alright, this is Redoran Interior 2. Another one of these. Wow. God, look at this giant open room. Oh, that's so strange looking. Ooh, even in the council house, you don't see like the sight lines as big as this. Look at that. Oh, look at this. Oh, this giant open room over here. Ooh. I kept debating whether I should make this or not, because there really wasn't a lot in Morrowind, but man, when I look back at places like this, I'm glad I'm doing this. These give me such just liminal vibes. Look at that! What is that? Man. I mean, obviously, it's literally just that one piece, you know, the one set piece in the Redoran Council House that has like the 3 doors, obviously, but because they go to nothing, I don't know, that, like this right here, bam, there you go, new fucking backrooms level or whatever. Now ruin it with like 50 creatures that have over-explained intricate lore like an SCP. Okay, I don't know why this guy is attacking me. That's very strange. I don't remember him doing this last time. Hold on. Prophecy severed. I gotta restart my game. Hold on. Does he actually just have a full set? He has a full set of Daedric armor. Wow. Clutterbane? Is that a unique weapon they put in here? Cool. There's another guy. Who's this guy? Hey.
Sorry, stranger. My time is short, so get on with it.
Your deck is also short. This is probably one of, if not the most popular test cell in Morrowind. I feel like I have seen other people cover this. Not much of the Redoran cells, though. It kind of reminds me of the Infinite IKEA. Like, imagine an Infinite IKEA, but in Morrowind, and that's what this makes me feel like, right? Even with, like, the little shacks, these remind me, you're not supposed to be able to see it from this angle, right? Like, it's just an empty texture because it's an interior. But it reminds me of those, like, half displays they have up at, like, IKEA and Bed Bath & Beyond and wherever else, where they have, like, 2 rooms and a wall and, like, some furniture to show off what it might look like, you know? That's what the vibe this gives me, and I love it. These shacks, by the way, they feel really cozy. So there is this one ancestral tomb that is different from the rest, and it is the Marvani ancestral tomb, and people that know this game like the back of their hand probably know why, and maybe those that don't are wondering why that staircase was so long. But look at this. I really don't think there's another cell quite like this in the entire game. In fact, really, the only other cell I can think of in the Elder Scrolls series that's like this is Shalador's Maze from Skyrim. Remember that place? Man, I literally never knew that existed for years. I would just walk into Labyrinthian, just right past it. Who built this maze in the bottom of the tomb? Like, there's rock protruding, but then the ceiling is paved. It is paved like mudstone or whatever this is, sandstone. And so, like, why is there just random rock protruding out? It feels very strange. I love it. Oh, and of course, I guess it has its own infinite repeating void outside. It's just kind of gray and hazy, though. Looks like a industrial pollution, like Beijing.
Was that Beijing?
All right, quick interlude here. The next little section is going to be looking at certain cells that I like to call voids. The reason I call them that is because the only real interesting out-of-bounds areas in Morrowind are an empty void with a flat plane of water that extends infinitely in every direction. So that's what these cells are going to be. So we're going to start strong with a series of these that I like to call voids. So we're here in the weather machine room in the Tribunal DLC, right? But for some reason, outside of the cell, the skybox is this beautiful deep blue color. This is just a beautiful color. This really, like, actually took my breath away when I first no-clipped through the wall. I did not expect to find this. It actually looks quite strange if you get far enough away and you look back. Just kind of this strange lone ruin out in the middle of this very liminal blue void here. I think it's quite evocative. Something about water, man, I tell you. Something about the human condition, man, water. It just invokes such calm, peaceful feelings, but it can also be kind of terrifying. I mean, I'm a thalassophobe, right? I'm scared of the ocean. This kind of scares me standing on this. And there's beautiful aspects to water, and there's also terrifying aspects to water, like Chinese water torture. I talk about childhood memories a lot in this series and the Frutiger one, because honestly, I feel like a lot of these internet aesthetics, it's just a very nostalgic thing. That's what it's based off of, childhood memories. I feel like a lot of the memories I have as a kid, not even the memories I maybe consciously hold, but are just stuck in my subconscious, are of me in like a pool or in a bath. Really in a bath for some reason. I don't know if you have heard of the clean core aesthetic. I really love this aesthetically, especially lately. But I feel like it really centers on this. But anyway, I've been rambling on about nothing for too long. This is a nice one. Very nice reddish kind of orange void. It's in some random dungeon too. It's very nice. This is like POV my spoon when it fucking falls into the tomato bisque I was drinking. It is very tomato bisque. Tomato basil soup kind of colored, but I think it's still quite nice. And the Morrowind water ambience. Ooh. I might have to listen to that when I sleep. It would suck to give up, 24 hours of women screaming, crying, and running away in fear to fall asleep and study to, but...
What?
Here we have a Teal Void. This one is also just outside of some random cave. I think this is some cave in Western Morrowind or something. It feels like Mist, right? Like, when I look at this, I think of Lovecraft, kind of like Demon Souls. Really like Demon Souls. I don't know why, because I have never actually played Demon Souls as much as I want to. I've never seen anyone categorize or like uniformly talk about this, but there's this aesthetic I've noticed on the internet and media of this sort of like this teal color or like a darker, moody blue, almost kind of like the first cell I looked at, with destroyed pirate ships, like shipwreck graveyards, destroyed pirate ships, sea monsters, and even completely different from those, the Tower of Latria from Demon Souls. It has this going on. But it really reminds me of, there's this dungeon in World of Warcraft, the Maw, I think it was, before Shadowlands. That dungeon is just stuck in my head 24/7, something about it. Ooh. Like I said, I'm a thalassophobe, it just really creeps me out. In Red Mountain, at the bottom of Kagranak's library, is this little cell called the Bladder of Clovis. Who is Clovis? I don't know, but we're going to enter his nutsack.
What do you mean by that?
It just seems like such an innocuous little cell, right? Like, okay, there's a bit of water. It's one of these guys. This is actually where the Cleaver of St. Felms is, if you ever wonder where that is. But anyway, if you go outside, though, you are greeted with what I aptly call the Piss Void. That's right, Mom didn't just find the piss drawer, she found the Piss Void. She found the subconscious space in my mind that I've been storing my nitrogenous waste in.
Yes, science!
Boring! Elliot, wake me up when Miss Derpson does something cool.
I really don't get why did they have to make this piss color? Does someone at Bethesda have a pee fetish? Man, they really predicted the Skyrim modding community here, didn't they? This guy, he looks so happy. Look at him. Oh, he's okay. Well, now I'm in it. Now I'm in the piss. Great. Better to piss in the sink than sink in the piss. But I'm doing both. All right. And here, I'll turn back on my HUD here for a second. If you go infinitely in any of the directions, you will eventually get to a cutoff point. Not that the cell actually ends. These seem to go on forever as far as I know. Eventually you'll get to something. Oh, and that is here. Edge of the piss. Pissing, edging, edging while I have to piss. Coming when I edge. Yeah, this is the edge of the world. Although it doesn't actually end. The texture just kind of ends, but as you can hear, I'm still in water. Oh, and as you can see, there is still water here. Next cell. Yeah, so here we are in my actual fucking nightmare. Like, what the fuck is this? My god. This is actually terrifying. It's like that that place I found in Oblivion, in the Oblivion video, in the first like little modded cell. Just this infinite dark void of nothing. I'm also like kind of green. This is outside of the Dwemer city under Mournhold. I don't remember what it's called. I think all of them have this. It is terrifying. Like if you have thalassophobia, I feel like this is the only way to make the ocean just scarier. So have a dark fog encroaching on you. The fog is coming. The fog is coming.
The fog is coming. The fog is coming.
I just realized, like the last ones, if I keep going forever here, hold on. If I keep going, eventually it will just be, oh my, look at this. There's, what, is it the moon? Hold on, let me get out of range of this thing. This looks like something straight out of a Lovecraft novel. Oh, there we are now. You're in the middle of nowhere. Look at this. What is that? Why is there a faux moon? It like makes it even creepier. And there's just this ominous green glow on me. This place actually creeps me out. Hold on. I'm gonna try and go to the edge then. I'm gonna try and edge this. There's honestly a certain sort of like beauty in things just so terrifying and yet also just magnificent like this. Eerie and yet tranquil. It's like beauty and desolation. Whoa, what What the hell? What? It teleported me back. Huh? Huh? None of the other cells have done that if you go far enough out. What? Well, that's creepy. God damn. Now here we have our outlier. Because the skybox is what makes this strange and liminal, it is not a water void. Yes, this is the temple in Gnisis. For some fucking reason, it is pink. I don't know why. I did not look at every single temple in the game, but I looked at a lot of them. This was the only one that even had an abnormally colored skybox that I can remember. I don't know what this is. It's just like an Easter egg. Did a dev just color it pink because they were bored while making this? Or maybe they accidentally clicked on the skybox when they were changing some value and it turned to pink. I don't know. I'd be really curious. But I'm glad it is because it fulfills my promise of finding a vaporwave aesthetic in Morrowind. I said I would. Found one in Skyrim. I found one in Oblivion. Now we're completing the trifecta here. The Tribunal. The Tribunal. What a handsome man, honestly. And just an honorable mention here. I'll just put this here. Even though honestly, now that I look at it, this might be one of my favorites. This is the edge of the world. Under the night sky, especially. Oh, it's beautiful. If you look at the map, I am nowhere to be found. This is just south, straight south from Ebonheart for a long time. All right, I hope I'm putting it here in post, but I'm imagining Auriel's Ascension over this right now. Okay, here we go. So a little bit of context for this next clip. I had gotten up to take a piss after finishing recording that, and in the clip you'll see I was just sitting back down trying to resituate myself, get my mic comfortable again when this shit happened to me. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus! What the fuck is that? Huh? Oh my god. Were they following me the entire time? Is that what this is and they just caught up to me? What the hell? I didn't have this happen at all while testing. That scared the shit out of me. Look at them all. Why are there so many of them? What? Hold on. I did not spawn these. Look, I'm gonna scroll through the console. Look at this. I didn't spawn these. What? Scare me like that, guys. And now, here we are. The final location already. This one is possibly my favorite. This was a cave, a dungeon. Don't remember which one here, I can see actually. Zenar Bale. Random ass dungeon. I noticed it had a thin layer of water at the bottom and all these rock formations. So, using console, because in Morrowind, console is very convenient. If you hover over something, it actually tells you the name. Very convenient, because if you've ever tried to do anything in Skyrim with the console, you'll know that fog gets in the way when you try and click things to disable them and type commands in. But anyway, I noticed there were a bunch of rock formations and I was able to make this. An almost kind of Apocrypha-like Lovecraft-looking void. I love it. It's like a lone island in the middle of nothing on the edge of Apocrypha. You know that infinite inky ocean that you see beyond every side of the summit of Apocrypha in Skyrim? Like, that's what I imagine. We're here out on the edges of Apocrypha. I absolutely love Apocrypha. I plan on doing like a whole video looking at it, looking at mods, comparing it to ESO and Skyrim. Oh, it's one of my favorite things. I love Lovecraft. But I don't know if you guys knew, but this is actually where this is where I post from. That's why I don't upload for like a month at a time. Let's see, I've got some cups to drink out of. I got some alcohol. Got a little bed to sleep in. Got a little skull in case I get lonely. Got a little rag. Wipe up my jizz stains. I love that it occasionally plays the stalactite. I hope that's the right one, or some geologist is going to tear me a new asshole in the comments. Stalactite dripping water sound on top of the regular Morrowind ambient. So here, we get it. I don't even want to walk down into this. This scares the shit out of me. Especially after all those random dregs came out of nowhere. I don't know what the hell is up with that. Well, that has been everything already. It's very regretful to me that Morrowind does not have more liminal spaces, but as I talked about before, most of the liminal spaces come from test cells, out of bounds areas, and out of bounds areas of exterior, interior cells specifically. But there's just not a lot of that in Morrowind. It really doesn't. It's very interior based, and there's not a lot of strange, unique one-off cells, nor I don't think there's a single interior, exterior cell in this game. It genuinely disappoints me. I love those so much.
It's been a year, Daddy. I really, really miss you. Mommy says you went to the store to get milk.
Alright, it's heart-to-heart time. I know. It's been like 3, I hope not 4 months by now. Might be 4 by the time this goes out. Since I did one of these liminal videos. I know. I haven't forgotten about them. I haven't lost my interest in them. I'm still very interested in these sorts of things. I've just been doing other things and I took a break. But we're back now. I've actually only been getting more into liminality and like Fruitiger Arrow and those sorts of things. I want to start doing more with that moving forward here. So hopefully there'll be more of these. And speaking of that, I know, I don't think many people even saw the post because who even looks at YouTube posts, right? But I know I said Elden Ring would be next. However, I really want to take my time on the Elden Ring one. Not that I don't like Morrowind, not that I don't think that Morrowind was fun and had cool places, but Morrowind didn't have a lot to it. I kind of felt like just ending out the big 3 Elder Scrolls games. Just go ahead and get that done. So I can really put the time into the Elden Ring video because, most of you probably played Elden Ring, but the Underground, Noxtella, God, those areas are just truly magical. They're just really something else to me. I feel they're very special, so I want to put the extra time into it. And speaking of that, extra time and effort, I plan on getting FL Studio and learning to make just like kind of some simple music because it's very hard to find music that's not copywritten. Usually I use game tracks because they don't get copywritten. For background audio that portray the exact kind of emotion and feeling that these sort of videos have, there's just not, it's very hard. I continue to search for more tracks that I can use, but it's very hard. And sometimes there's just super specific feelings I want to portray. So I'm just going to try and make my own stuff. We'll see how that goes. I've never done this before. And yeah, I've got a lot more of these I want to do in the future, like I said. I think Dark Souls 1 will be possible. I think I found a set of cheat engine commands to no-clip and turn on God mode. Definitely Sky Oblivion when that comes out. And maybe if I can ever get Oblivion Remastered on sale for enough, I'll do that. Although I'm not paying full price for Oblivion Remastered just to do this. So who knows when or if that'll happen. I have an idea for something. I don't know when or if I can do it. But there's this sort of pool rooms aesthetic in a certain game I've been playing. We'll see what I can do with that. I promise, the rot will not consume me. Thank you.